Now we're going to go to New York City itself, and someone who is right there, boots on the ground. Occupy Wall Street, New York City is now 2 months old, with conflicting reports on how many supporters attended Thursday's march and rally held by the 99 percenters. We now talk to Tim Poole, director of The Other 99, who streamed live for a marathon 19 hours Thursday in an attempt to get the truth out. Tim, thank you for joining us.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. You must be sore, man. You did marathon work. It was amazing to watch the coverage yesterday.
Yeah, thank you. You can probably hear my voice is a little raspy right now.
Yeah, we thought you probably wouldn't have any voice by this point in time, so we'll use it gingerly. First, if you could give us an actual update on yesterday's rally there in New York City.
Yeah, so to clarify, yesterday I was up for 12 and a half hours. It was actually Tuesday that I did a 21-hour live broadcast. So yesterday we saw in the morning close to 1,000 people. I've heard estimates of between 800 and 1,500 in the morning. There were two large groups, and they had marched around the financial district. And as the group met up with the students midday, we were hearing estimates of about 5,000, 4 to 5,000. And then upon joining with the unions, it was really unclear because you couldn't see how many people. There were so many people around the corner. But I'm hearing reports now that the NYPD estimate was 32,650.
Wow. Tell us why streaming live is technically an important issue to getting the word out, why they can't shut you down.
Well, it's extremely important because I'll use this example from today. The New York Daily News is saying that there were hundreds of marchers, and we saw dwindling numbers for the Occupy Wall Street movement. And, for me, we peaked with 31,000 simultaneous viewers on my broadcast, and we had over 750,000 viewers for the day. So to have that many people witness these just mass of people, and I did some overhead shots. You could clearly see that there were thousands, at least. To hear that the mainstream media, that these newspapers are coming out with just obvious lies. I hate to say it. We rely on the people. We rely on each other now with this information technology to tell the truth. And what I had yesterday was essentially a window into New York City and this huge event that all of these people were able to witness, unedited, raw, and just make the decision for themselves about what was happening.
Are they actually blocking non-commercial media from reporting?
I don't think there's we hear a lot of the media blackout. I really don't think that's true. I think it's just editors and just general bias from these large media firms.
You've been receiving a lot of attention. Have you been making the rounds as far as some of the actual commercial media go?
I don't know about, there's you guys, and I did speak with the New York Times briefly, but my stream and my channel was placed on several different news agencies' websites, as well as I'm hearing it was actually played on some television stations. And I haven't made an effort to contact, those companies, and I think only one has actually contacted me. So it's not really my biggest concern. I'm just trying to document the movement, make sure everyone can really find out what's happening.
How did you do it technically? I mean, that's an incredibly long amount of time to broadcast live.
Well, I guess for me as a human, I just somehow managed to pull up the stamina. On Tuesday, this was the 21-hour stream. I actually had no sleep the night before because the eviction caught us off guard. So I was up all of Monday, and by 1 a.m., I was still awake, and I streamed all the way until 10:30 p.m. But for the equipment that I'm using, I actually just have a Galaxy S cell phone, the Galaxy S2, and I have my Energizer 18,000 mAh battery. And that carried me through most of the day. And fortunately, as my power was fading, someone lent me a MacBook to carry and to charge my phone. I wasn't able to charge it enough. And then a few more people actually donated batteries on the scene to make sure the stream could keep going.
Wow, that's brilliant. So will you continue to do this?
Yes. For large events that happen like this, I absolutely will. I often tell people I don't like having a live broadcast up just for the sake of having it up. When usually I'll give an update between 10 and 30 minutes, just outlining what's happening through the day, where I'm at right now, and then come back later in the day to say what had happened. But these 2 days, the eviction of the Occupy Wall Street movement as well as the N17 Day of Action, were just day-long events where we didn't know what we were going to see, what was going to happen. So I had no choice but to keep this window open for everyone.
What are you going to do with the archive footage, as it were, after this is, when things calm down and things get better?
So when I get a chance, I actually want to create a web page with all the videos in order of time, so that anyone who wishes to, go back and be a part of these days, these historical moments, they can from the start to the finish.
All right, now this is really the most important part. Give us the contact information so that our listeners can watch you when you do stream live, and give your Twitter and your Facebook and any other information you'd like to.
Yes, absolutely. So first we have the official website for the media team I work with. It's just WeAreTheOther99.com. Then our live channel is the letter U for ustream.tv/theother99. My Twitter handle is @IWillOccupy, and that Twitter is specifically for the Occupy movement and the work that I'm doing with the Other 99. And then you can find me on Facebook. My URL is facebook.com/INDIPOOL.
Well, it's great, Tim. Thank you so much for joining us. Anything you'd like to tell our listeners on how they can support the demonstrators there?
Yeah. If you can't go down and join a General Assembly or any other organizational meeting that your occupation is having, be active on the social media. Tell your friends about it. And then if you're, hopefully the occupation that you're with has a live stream channel as well, or a Ustream channel, just any form of live broadcasting that can be done through, cell phones or laptops. Follow that and just watch and bear witness. If you can't be there, you can still witness the truth that you're probably not going to get from, the major media outlets.
Tim, I have just a little bit of extra time. May I ask you, what was the most impressive thing that you saw during this marathon that you filmed?
It's really hard to say. I suppose during the eviction, I was at Broadway and Pine, and a freight truck carrying a lot of the property, a lot of the tents and tarps and their computers and bike generators was trying to get out on Broadway, and with only about 150 of the occupiers, the police opened up the barricades to get the truck out, and the occupiers linked arms and started chanting, "We are the 99%." And the police tried pushing with barricades and breaking them apart, but they couldn't do it. And the freight truck actually had to back up and turn around and go a different direction.
And do you have a handle on how many people were actually arrested yesterday?
I'm hearing estimates of about 400.
Mm-hmm. Have they been released, or?
I don't think so. I think some of them have. I have not been able to verify, if anyone has been released.
Well, Tim Poole, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend, and thank you for what you're doing. It's putting a window to the world that we are all interested in.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. We have been speaking with Tim Poole. He is the director of the Other 99% there in Wall Street, New York City.